Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at this. This is the filter that came with the turtle tank. Looking at it, it's an Allpondsolutions or Sun. They're both the same filter. This is the 1400 EF. This has the UV light here. Let me just take a link of the specs. Now, to put this into context, the 307 and the 407 would be the closest approximation I would do on Fluval. Probably the 407. 407 is 10 watts less than this one. I'm assuming the 35 watts quoted on the side is for the UV as well. It's of a strong capacity. This takes about 12 litres of water, which seems quite a lot. On the side we have a switch. This is for the UV only. And it has quite a strong priming button. This one comes with 3 trays, which I'm going to take it apart in a moment. Now, this is making a hell of a noise at the moment. They're not the quietest. Having said that, I'm going to service it. I've ordered some new parts for it. So I'm now going to take the head off. We're going to have a quick look. With the head, it's a very simple, similar to all the others. Now, what you do is you take that one off and this one off first, okay? Then you do these, and this actually releases the head. It's kind of nice, I like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to strip it down. We're going to have a look at the interior parts. Well, as you can see, this is the UV model, and that is the glass tube. You can change this by undoing the screws around it, and it simply comes off. The motor head, I'm not going to take this out because I've had a lot of troubles with this motor at the moment, but it's literally you turn and you pull, that's it. This is the priming button, the back of the priming button. Okay, so when these come from the factory, you literally just have 3 sponges, nothing else. Oh, and some bio balls, which, listen, bio balls, plastic, get it out your filter, get some sintered glass, you won't go wrong. It does have this on the top. And I want you to pay attention to this, because that's where the UV goes. The water goes from the top through here, right the way down, right the way down. Now, I found a lot of issues with these, and let me explain why. See the damage on the top of this? That's when people have been taking them in and out. Now, that means that that's not watertight, which means the water's actually spilling over into these. Now, all the trays similar to this. You see the damage there. Let's have a look at the other one. Not good. Now, the bottom tray, which is what I've messed about with. Here we go. These are the 3 foams. So what I'm going to do, the way I would set this up, is if the water's going down to the bottom, you obviously want to get the mechanical filtration done first, which is through the filters, through the sponges. So the water's going to go down there and then come up through here. It's going to then go into, say, this tray, for argument's sake, okay? And this is where we're going to be putting biomedia. Now, it comes with some ceramic sintered glass rings, which we're going to use. I'm going to probably use some Biohome Ultimate in there, and probably some white pumice stone. And I think that's probably going to be how we're going to set this up. I do have some media from another filter, so that will help colonize this. But I'm going to have to order some new trays first. The UV bulb I've changed, so we're going to have a look at that and see how we get on. Okay, so this is the media that comes with it. You don't need it in bags, guys. Take it out of the bags. And then we're going to put that in the bottom one. Next to the foam. So your foams are going in first. I've left that one because that's the only one that's not damaged. It's not a particular way round, but you can see which way round that goes. So push that down flat. You can normally put a fine pad on there if you want, but we're not going to bother with that. Let's have a look at the other one. Okay, so here we have. This is the sintered glass. It's not my favourite. You only get aerobic, but you won't get anaerobic. Ideally, you want a solid core. If you have a solid core, you can get both types of bacteria, anaerobic and aerobic. But that'll do for the time being. This is going for the turtle tank. I've still got an entire tray. Now this is about 1 kilo. So I've got new trays coming because this is all damaged. But let's get this in and see what we can do with that. Okay, so white pumice stone is basically this stuff. When I had the koi pond, we used to use this in my backy shower filter. It's extremely good. It takes so long to sort of degrade, if you like, and you can just simply wash it out. You can use bleach on this, and then you can put it all back together again. So I'm not going to use all of this stuff. I'm just going to put a smidgen in this here, and that's to give you an idea of how I would set this up. Obviously you've got the other stuff in there, so we should have, I would say it'll be worth 200 litres, I reckon. So that's how you would set it up, and then let's push this down. Make sure these are engaged and flat. You put this on top, and that's to stop any of the media going into the actual head. Very simple to reattach. I'll show you in a second. So basically, you're going to make sure that that tube goes down that hole, like so. There you go. Now, you put the back one on, like so. And the front one, or depending on which way you look at it. That is tight. I always give it a little bit of a push down. And then these are just going to hold the unit tight. And that's it. I am going to do a flow test on this, so if you bear with me, I am going to get the pipes. It does come with a full kit, but you need new media. And to be honest, at 35 watts, I would probably go for a 407. They are dearer. They're £100 dearer. But I'm going to give this a full check. I like this idea. I did have to clean all this out, obviously, and I want to see how the primer works. Now, with the primer, obviously you're going to need this below the tank for it to work properly, because most filters work on a siphon effect. This one uses a vacuum, so I want to see if that actually works. Side note, this is an extremely good idea. I love the way I've taken it off 7-8 times now. Hasn't leaked once. See the little O-rings? Make sure you put some grease on them. Because I've had some issues where they actually get stuck over a period of time. That literally, let me see if I can get a good angle. That's it. And then you just push that down. So make sure it's located. So 1, 2, and then down. That is now in there. And it should be all right. Okay, it was actually a pain to start the filter going, but that was purely my fault, because obviously I've got it above, not below. It has got a very nice flow on it. It's quite consistent as well. The Eheim one I had previous to this, which is a Pro 4, it would almost spurt at you. It was going, it was undulating. This is quite nice. Now, if you ever get air bubbles, all you got to do is that. Hear the air coming out? Yeah? That's because obviously the trays. And when that's ready, it's a little bit noisy. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, and the UV is not on at the moment. I'm not going to put it on, but I'll show you how it works. There you go. See that? That should be bright blue, so I probably need changing the bulb. Am I impressed? You know, for the price of these, I mean, they're half the price of leading manufacturers. They're made by a company called Sun. Allpondsolutions do a very good job of getting these out quickly. There's two things that I did notice in the aftermarket. You can buy complete heads, you can buy impellers, but I couldn't find anywhere to buy the little seals that go in here, so that might be a problem. You can buy these seals, and there are aftermarket, obviously the Sun companies can do that. Let me see if I can quieten this down just a minute so you can hear. There you go. Now remember, this is an old unit. I've got all the stuff to repair this, so I'm going to do a follow-up on this. But actually that is a very good system. Guys, thanks for watching.